Yes, we were looking for a land, hoping to buy it at some point. And around that time, your parents came to visit us, Johan and Marlise came to visit us. And we thought it'd be nice to take them and show them the land. We went and saw this land, we were hoping to buy it. We're not really. So when we went on the land, we prayed for the land. Dad started praying. I think Mom began praying for it, and they had a word. And in the prophetic word, they saw that I was drawing water from an old rusty bore well. It was a hand pump. And they began by saying, I see a land, and the Lord is going to bless you with the land soon. And I can see the land with water, and there's a building there. And which was there? I mean, there was not a great building, but there was a small structure of this one when we came here. And so we took that word, we prayed over it. We thought that was the land we were going to buy. Yeah. But circumstantially, the Lord guided us because the cost of land over here is phenomenal to Indian standards. We are talking over $2 million for a land of about 10,000 square feet. Yeah, about 1,000 square meters. Yeah. And so that's another story altogether about even thinking of buying a land of $2 million was way beyond us. We were just about paying our rent and paying the teachers' salaries. But anyway, we began praying for a land. And the previous school that we were there, the owners said we have got to vacate it by 2020, March 2020.
Wow.
And
it's quite a month for the whole world.
Yeah, yes. And but in 2019, Neelam and I had gone for a 3 weeks sabbatical to the northeast of India, Meghalaya state. Okay. And over there, I felt the Lord say, you're going to get a land by 2000. I wrote it in my journal as 2021, but the impression I had was 2020.
Yeah. So why didn't you write 2020?
I didn't have enough faith, to be very honest. So 2020, I said, how on earth can we get a land and a school in 2020, school building.
It's all order.
Yeah. But we came back, and the idea of leasing a land and building on it a temporary structure. Yeah. And we looked at the arithmetic of it, and we said, hey, this is possible. Yeah, so that's how it all started. Really, it began with us looking for land and looking for. Oh yes, I think for us. So we looked at the arithmetic of the whole land. If we leased a land for a period of 5 years, would that be justifiable to put up a structure and things? And our son Benjamin came from Nepal, and he saw a school which has shipping containers, and he came with this idea: if we had shipping containers and build a school around shipping containers, we can always take it to the next location if need arises. And so we began looking at that, and we also began looking at a land. So, I mean, in an amazing way, the Lord led us to a land, and the owners asked for a deposit of 375,000 rupees. Now, one of the things we felt that we will not ask anyone for any money. We will just trust the Lord, and if God is in it, He will provide us the money. So with that in our hearts, we began looking up for the land, and we saw a piece of land where the school now exists, and the owner said 375,000. So I went to talk to our dear friend, my mentor, Duncan Watkinson, who was in Bangalore, about 1,000 kilometers from Pune.
Yeah.
And we were going not to the possibility of even asking him for money,
Yeah.
but we were going to share with him the idea of the land and leasing the land.
Yeah.
And all we had in our minds that if somehow we were able to get 5 months rent, 5 years rent up in one shot,
Yeah.
maybe we'll be able to put up a building.
Yes.
And so, but the money, to get the deposit, where do we get the money from?
Yeah.
And with that in mind, and I had also gone to Bangalore. We had gone, Benjamin and I,
Yeah.
to pick up a car which Duncan was selling, a second-hand car. He had bought a new one, and he was selling his second-hand car,
Yeah.
which at a very, very, very reasonable price
Yes.
to us. And we said we wanted a car, so we took the train.
Yeah.
It was a 20-hour journey.
Wow.
The next morning, as I stepped out of the onto the platform at Bangalore station, I saw a message saying from a friend of ours saying that he has transferred 375,000 rupees, the exact amount.
And he hadn't known about.
No, nothing whatsoever.
Amazing.
That is absolutely, we were so encouraged. We went and we shared the idea. To be honest, Duncan was not fairly enthused with the thought of, where do you get the money? I mean, still, we are talking about a lot of money. We are talking about 3 million rupees
Yeah.
minimum to put up the school building.
Wow. Yeah.
So we come back to Pune with the car, excited that I've got a car now.
Yes. Yeah.
I own a car.
Yeah.
And but then we received a call from a friend of Benjamin received a call from one of our friends who has helped us financially.
Yes.
And all he asked was any new projects.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And so Benjamin shared this thing because he asked.
Yes.
Let
Yeah.
me say that for the record. That he asked any new projects, and Benjamin said, yes, we are leasing this land, and how much would it cost? It's about 3 million rupees. So all he said was doable. He never said, I'm going to give you the money.
Yeah.
Nothing came up.
Yeah.
So this was March 2020. 22nd March, our country, the Prime Minister announced going to be a total lockdown.
Yeah.
So overnight, the school was shut. Lots of our money which we receive in terms of fees, we were unable to receive.
Yes.
And we've leased this land, we've signed the agreement, and now how do we go about constructing the land? The thing. Fortunately for us, the government allowed construction work to carry on during the lockdown period.
Wow.
And so we set up a plan of, say, plan A, if we get the entire money, we will put up the whole building. Plan B, we will put up the ground floor. We'll get some shipping containers, just have a ground floor. And plan C was just lay the plinth
Yeah.
and put up a wooden structure. Plan C. So we began with plan C. We had some money.
Yeah.
And as we went every step of the way, the Lord provided us. And not only just finances, but we had umpteen opposition, right from the contractors to the neighbors who wouldn't allow the crane to come in, wouldn't allow the shipping containers to come in. But every step of the way, we felt the Lord show us a way forward. He just opened the door to do things. And here we are with the school building with 10 containers. 10 containers where it's, yeah, and it's a fabricated structure with cement sheets. So should we ever move from this place, we can carry most of it and rebuild. So that's what it is. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we continued renting one of the buildings where we had three buildings, one for the boys'
Yeah. And this is where
living
we
room.
previously visited.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also it was a nursery KG, and our office was there, and a couple's room.
Yes.
Benjamin and Dami also had a place, an apartment for themselves
Yeah.
in that place, and there was a shelter where the girls were staying, and then there was a school building. So we had three buildings, a stone throw away from each other,
Okay. Yeah.
and so we gave up two buildings because it was locked down. The schools were shut; nobody was allowed. That gave us time to do our construction. So that helped us. The girls and the boys for a short period of time continued to stay in the boys' dorm because that was easier. We could separate them, and we brought in the shipping containers. And as soon as we set up some of the fabricated structure along with the roof, we quickly brought in the boys and the girls to save in that. So we by November, the boys and the girls, November of 2020, the boys and the girls, they started living at the new site. We could easily have 330 students.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, at the moment there are 270,
Sure.
and we've decided that we'll put a cap on the number of students we will have, not more than 30 per class
Yes.
is what we will have. That's where we've kind of settled. We said we will not go beyond that. It was amazing. We were accredited to a national open school. Now this is not regular board like the local board of the state, which is the Pune board,
Yeah.
or the central board, or the ICSE, which is equivalent to the Cambridge.
Yeah.
And most affluent would go to the ICSE board, and or the central board, which
Yeah.
army student. Even the local one,
Yes.
we wouldn't get permissions for it because there were a lot of requirements in terms of land. We needed a 2-acre land, and we needed there were a lot of norms we had to fulfill.
Yes.
So we looked into it, and we saw there was something called National Open School, which was started to help dropout children who have dropped out from school, and they could, and if should they want to continue, they could come back and start. And it was easier for slow learners. And we said, this sounds good. We looked at it, and we, in an amazing way, we got accreditation for the school.
Nice.
It's unbelievable, because one of my friend I approached, I said, can you please help us? And he says, don't go for it. You will not get it because of the bribery involved and things involved. But without paying a single rupee, the inspector in charge came to the school, and he looked at our structure, which was not very great. It was small rooms of 150 square feet maximum. And he looked at it, and he just endorsed us, and he gave us the permission. And so here we are, and we started the National Open School. It's not very well received by the local authorities. So, but we took that National Open School, and we said we are going to have an only English policy. Not that English is the best language in the world, but just that we know that it's a global language, it's a business language, and in India, anyone speaking English gets a leg up in society. People look up to children. So with that in our minds, we said we will have an only English policy. And so we had 7 students who did 10th standard in the last academic year, and all of them passed.
Wow.
And the thought was, will they get admissions in colleges?
Yeah.
And the Lord was so good to us that one of the girls wanted to do science, She got into one of the leading colleges, Symbiosis, and it's someone just paid her fees.
Wow.
We are amazed at that. And four of the four boys got admission in another college, St. Vincent's College, which is also a very good college for commerce. So 4, 5. One is doing externals, and another one has got admission in another college, also looking into doing science. So all 7 have got admissions. And some of the parents who were skeptical that will they get admission, will this certificate from NIOS be valid for their children should they want to pursue their colleges. I think this has really boosted our confidence that it can happen.
Yeah.
And here we are with 7 students, all 7 doing their 11th. And the good thing is that what Benjamin has done in this academic year, is that he's given 6 of them work to do. So they are teaching, some are taking sports, some are taking the lower class, the primary class, and they are earning a little bit of money, and they are also being trained. So yes,
Valuable completely. And you're now catering from KG right up to
from nursery right up to standard 9.
Wow.
With 270 students on roll.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you very much. We thank you. Thank all the South Africans, right from Johan and Marlise, Brandon and May, and the teams that have come in and just shared their lives. Just shared. One of the questions there I received is that would our trip be helpful? And I keep saying that for the children from a very, very low income group to the slums or to children of gypsy origin, for them to interact with visitors, with foreigners, especially the white, is a big step for them to be able to talk, to converse, and they've been able to touch and feel. It's a big thing. And above all, just to be able to share the life of Jesus. It's the most amazing thing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
amazing. Thank you so much for lending your time and your school and your students and allowing us to share in this amazing work.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I keep saying when I look at the building, I am constantly reminded, I'm overawed and overwhelmed by the goodness of God. And I say this is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes, as the psalmist would put it.